Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to Adventures of the Broken Retired. I'm Don. I'm hosting the show today along with my best friend, Elmer the Reckless Remote. We're going to sit here and talk a little bit about a couple things. The main idea, or the main whatever of the video, is a change in my business that took place. It's kind of an interesting story, I think. Last couple days have been a little bit weird for me on YouTube. I've been phenomenally lucky here. I'm very happy to have everyone here. My subscriber count went from 0 to 2,300 or what is it, 2,400. 2,445, I think it was. And then I wake up this morning and I'm down by 9 subscribers. I don't know what happened. I think YouTube may be doing some bot removal, so I might have had some bots in there. I looked into the analytics. You can look all through your videos and see where responses or where whatever's going on. It looks like it's kind of hit and miss random, so it might just be bot removal. But either way, trust me, I'm certainly not complaining. I gained 2,436 or 2,445, and I lost 9. Trust me, I'm not complaining. I'm happy as happy can be. I'm still gung-ho here. I still want to go on. I just thought it was worth mentioning because I talk too much. Anyhow, I want to tell you a story about the one day when my business changed. I got a telephone call. This was 12 years ago, probably at least. I think about 12 years ago. Might have been a little bit more. Anyway, I got a telephone call from a guy. He said, "Hey, this is Steve. I got a deck behind my house. I'm going to put the house for sale. The realtor says the deck needs to be painted. Can you paint the deck for me?" So, I'll paint a deck. I ain't scared. So I went down there and met with him. You got to look at the deck, and real nice guy, gigantic house. It was over 5,000 square feet, which I consider to be a gigantic house. It had a big deck. It had a swimming pool. Actually had 2 decks in the backyard. One of them was between the house and the swimming pool, which was a big one, probably 24 by 20. I think it was 24 by 21. And then there was a 10 by 12 second level on it. And he said that the realtor had said, I met him in the house first, and he said the realtor had said that there was a special kind of a paint. Actually, it's not paint; it's more of a coating. He said that the realtor said, "I need to put that on there because the deck is ugly, and I want to sell the house and yada yada yada." So, all right, well, let's go back and take a look. So we walk outside his backyard, and I walk on the deck, and it was like walking on a wet sponge. There wasn't anything left to paint, really. I don't know where the idea of painting or putting the coating, I don't know where the idea of putting the coating on the deck came from, but it was kind of pointless. So I talked to him and said, "Look, I can put it on there if you want. Of course, I don't want to, but I can put it on there if you want. It's not gonna help you. It's a total waste of money. The deck needs to be replaced." So he said, "All right, well, shoot me a price," which I did, and I'll call you back in a couple of days. Well, that's fine. He did. He called me back. He said, "When can you get started on it?" Now, I don't remember what day it was when he called me, but I had some other things going on. He said, "What day can you get started on it?" And I said, "Well, I'll start Monday coming up." He said, "Good." He said, "Good. My realtor says it needs to be done." My realtor says it needs to be done by the end of next week. I was working by myself. It was 21, I think it was 24 by 21 with a 10 by 12 second level, which was additional to the 21, 24. The entire deck had to be removed and rebuilt, and Uh, he wanted it done in 5 days or 7 days. Uh, so I said, well, I mean, I'll do what I can. So I got started on it a couple of days early, I think, um, which was a good thing because when you've had a deck, of course, the deck's off the ground, and when you've had a deck that's been in place for a long time, it gets kind of nasty underneath there, right? Animals live underneath there, and it's there's no grass, there's no light. It's so when you take the deck out, it's real muddy and nasty, and so if you think about, I had to remove the deck to build the new one. It was 100% replacement. So if you think about you're going to remove the deck, what would be the most horrible thing you could imagine you could find underneath a deck? Well, of course, a body would be a horrible thing to find, and I didn't find that. A bunch of deceased animals would probably be pretty bad. I didn't find that. But what I found was pretty bad. It was another deck. At some point in time, when the deck needed to be replaced, it didn't get replaced. Somebody just did a pretty heavy overlay. And so basically now I had 2 decks to remove. And all this stuff, the deck was at the back of the house, between the house and the swimming pool. And it all had to be carried out to the road to be loaded up for disposal. So I worked very hard to get that, and I only had 7 days. So I got it out of there, got it brought up to the front, and started getting ready to build the new one. And I was in the process of building the new one. I had the frame for the 21 by 24 done, and I was building the stairs to step up to the second level, the 10 by 12 second level, which had a big tree growing through it, by the way. There was a tree about 2 feet in diameter that was coming up, and the deck had been cut around it, and the tree had to be removed because it was too close to the house, way too close to the house. It was hanging down on the roof, and he didn't want to have that deck there, so that the tree had to come out as well. So I took the tree out, and I was framing the second level, and I shot a nail. I was holding a board on one side. I'm using 3 1/4 framing nails, hot glue framing nails, and I held onto the board on one side and shot it with the nail gun on the other side, and shot a nail into my finger. And I'm going to tell you, when I tell you that I don't think I've ever cut myself and had it bleed that much. It was just a little puncture wound, but it bled like crazy. Now, I've only got 7 days to finish the deck, so I can't stop. So I got to keep working. I'm doing the framing. Underneath this carport, I had set up the chop saw to cut all the framing stuff. And walking back and forth from the chop saw, of course, all the floors all covered with sawdust. Walking back and forth from the chop saw to the deck, there was hundreds and hundreds of drops of blood on the floor, and it was kind of a nasty mess, to be honest with you. But I didn't have the luxury of time on my side. I couldn't say, okay, well, I'll come back and finish this tomorrow, because it had to be done. So I just let it bleed and kept on going. And when I left that afternoon, by the time I left that afternoon, I was pretty tired. And I just thought to myself, well, the sawdust will soak up the blood, and it'll just have to be what it is. And so I came back. I left. I came back the next day, and evidently it had been very windy the night before, and the sawdust was pretty much all gone or blown into the corners. And there was not a speck, a drop, an inkling that there was ever any blood on that floor at all, period. Now, there wasn't a surface on the deck yet, so there was nothing to worry about in that respect. But I was shocked when I came back and saw all the blood was, I don't know, maybe a raccoon came, licked it up. I don't know. Anyhow, I'm going to have to break this into two parts. This is Don with the Adventures of the Broken Retired. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. My friend Elmer the Reckless Remote and I do thank you very much for coming in. Don't forget to subscribe, share, subscribe, like, and share the videos if you like them. And don't forget to press the notification bell so that you know when new videos come out. You don't have to go searching for them if you'd like to watch them. Let me break this right here, and we'll put this into two parts because I still have no editing. I am going to play around with the editing a little bit using the pause button to see what happens, because I have some pictures I want to show, but the pictures are on the computer screen. So I'm going to see what I can do. I might be able to play around a little bit that way, see what happens. But either way, I'll see you in part 2. Sit tight. Come on, Elmer.